I recently got a DM from a fella who was asking me some advice around what I would do if I was starting off from scratch again. I only had $500 to invest and how I would move forwards. I thought I'd just record a quick video because I'm hoping this is going to be value for him and also some other people who are watching. Now, I'm going to preface by saying that this isn't necessarily my market. This typically doesn't represent the types of clients that I work with. This is purely just goodwill to try and add value back to a community of people who are looking to get ahead and just getting started at the ground level. Because honestly, this is the reason why I got into advice in the first place. I wanted to help people like my parents who are salt of the earth people, didn't have a lot of money, wanted to lay the right foundations, help them get some quick wins so they can get some kind of economies of scale financially, and then be able to work with me in a higher capacity. So, $500, there's not much that you can do to make you wealthy. I was looking at some statistics recently that if you wanted to create $1 million in assets, you would either need to contribute about $4,000 a month for 10 years, $1,500 a month for 20 years, or $750 a month for 30 years in order to create $1 million. And with inflation, $1 million isn't going to do much for you. So this is very typical financial advice speak, that they talk to the idea that the amount of income that you earn and the amount of surplus that you've got will dictate your results into the future. And there is absolutely nothing that you can do to change that particular outcome because you can't change your income. I think that's bullshit. So here's what I would do. And this is actually what I've done myself that's allowed me to then build a very successful business. We've got 8 figures in assets. We've produced multi-7 figures a year in revenue. We've got a team of 45 and I've been able to earn a very, very high income for a long amount of time and amass a significant amount of wealth. My current net wealth is over $3 million today. So what you need to do is you need to not worry about investing right now. Now, if you can take that $500 and put it into a low-cost index fund, there's plenty of apps and whatnot, then sure, it's going to help you create what I call money muscle memory, but that's not going to make you wealthy. You need to create marketable skills. What are those marketable skills? Well, you need to understand that in this day and age, there are certain high-value skills that are going to allow you to create a substantial amount of active income, which in turn is going to allow you to increase your surplus, which is then going to allow you to build wealth faster. You need to realize that if you want to make the big bucks, you've got to solve the big problems. And you've got to learn the skills that will enable you to solve the big problems. Now, in this day and age, we've got to understand that the vast majority of problems in the context of, say, small business or business in general, comes down to generating leads, closing sales, streamlining process and operations. So if you can focus on learning skills in any one of those 3 things, you can study digital marketing, not this affiliate bullshit that's going on at the moment, but actually learn how to create marketing strategy, how to generate leads, how to buy ads, how to basically grow and scale businesses by maximizing the number of inquiries that business gets. 2, learn a highly valuable skill like high-ticket closing. I've got a very good friend of mine, Michael Shaw, who runs a program that teaches people who are either typically corporate escapees or people who are in golden handcuffs in their career, how to learn the skill of high-ticket closing. And for example, in our business, we have a team of salespeople who on average produce a commission of between 10 and 15% of any sales that they close. And they typically end up making multi-6 figures a year as a result of that closing. Or thirdly, you need to understand information technology. You need to understand workflow automation, systemization, AI, all of these things that basically allow a business to grow and scale by removing efficiency bottlenecks that exist. Because in this current market, businesses are plagued by the inability to find high quality staff. And that is because we're at some of the lowest unemployment rates that we have seen in history. So the easiest way to fix that is technology. If you're able to understand how to get somebody from A to B, and instead of having a person facilitate that particular process, but use a software like Zapier or Make.com or some sort of OpenAI or ChatGPT tool in order to streamline the operations of that particular workflow, then that is worth substantial amounts of money because you are basically guaranteeing more profit for that particular business. Now, each of these 3 areas of expertise, and there's plenty more, but this is just to give you some examples, require a very different skill set, right? So for myself personally, I am no good at automations and systemization. I can do it, but it's not my area of expertise. I am, and I've discovered my own intrinsic drivers and motivations through completing a behavioral tool that's called Kolbe A, Kolbe-A. It's about $55 US, and it assesses 4 things. It assesses your fact find ability, your ability to extract information from people. I'm a 3 out of 10. Your follow through, your ability to finish things and actually see them through to completion. I'm a 3 out of 10. Your quick start, how good are you at taking an idea and actually getting started with it? I'm a 9 out of 10. And implementation, how good are you at taking a concept and then refining it into something that's really tangible? I'm a 5 out of 10. So what does this mean? Well, fact finding, I want the bare minimum amount of information. If you give me too much information, I'm on to the next thing. That's my ADHD. My follow through, I'm a first draft kind of person. I don't like to get bogged down into the details, the nitty gritty of the systems. I can do it, but it's exhausting. 3 out of 10. Quick start. I love to take an idea and run with it. And this is basically leads into my ability to be a visionary and a CEO of my business. It's my job to come up with the ideas and strategize, solve problems and do all of these things. 9 out of 10. And implementation. Well, I'm really good at optimizing things. I'm not necessarily good at creating things from scratch, but I can take an idea, I can take something and I can make it better, or I can at least envision how it can be better. 5 out of 10. So when you understand these things from a behavioral standpoint, you can identify what are the high value skills that you can go and learn that actually come intrinsically to you, that then you can go and then turn into a high income, use that to increase your surplus, and then build more personal wealth. Focus on this, increase those saleable skills, those high demand skills, those profitable skills, go and produce that amount of income, continue to chase the next milestones, start your own business. You're off to the races. You got any questions? Let me know in the comments.